Cousins. They can be like brothers, best friends, acquaintances, or complete strangers. But you know what they're not? Buddies. This was a foreign concept to Michael and Angie, two first cousins that were madly in love with each other. They were so sure about their love, they dared to visit our favorite psychologist, Dr. Phil, where they were rightfully clowned by everyone. And it's not because it's immoral, but because of the many consequences that love can carry, especially to their kids. As in every video, the links are going to be in the description so you can check them out unadulterated by my opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like, it really helps. Angie and Michael had a particularly interesting bond as kids. They loved to spend time together and apparently they will sneak to kiss on multiple occasions. I bet nobody thought anything weird about two cousins playing around. They even look alike. In their teens, they lost contact with each other because they were caught kissing. They fell apart and followed their own path. They both had their partners and were married, but neither marriage stuck. After 20 years of not seeing each other, it took them only 3 months to turn their family upside down.
Angie is my first love. She was my first kiss.
There's a magnetism between us. He's a part of me. He's my favorite cousin.
Since we're cousins, we have this deeper sense of familiarity.
Looking at him felt like I was looking at my own soul shining back at me with all this love and radiance and just the glory of the sun smiling at me, and we said we love each other.
I should keep my opinions to last, but could it be that they fell in love with each other because they saw their soulmate? It's because they actually see themselves in the other, as in a selfish love type of deal. They both love themselves so much that when they found someone that looked just like them in their opposite gender, they saw gold. You know what I mean?
There's something there, a little taboo there, a little stigma attached to that.
Right.
But that's a Western culture thing, for sure.
Perhaps Michael didn't do his research properly or he's cherry-picking it because these cultures and traditions are mostly forced upon generations. There are plenty of documentaries about incest among families because of tradition. It does not look good on genetics. Angie and Michael were able to get married in Colorado, but they live in Utah, where their marriage is illegal.
The state that I live in, Utah, it's actually illegal to have any kind of sexual relations with your first cousin. There are 19 states in which marrying your cousin is legal. Utah is not one of them.
A Utah couple who are also first cousins has crossed state lines into Colorado to get married.
We're sitting there with the clerk, and she's typing up the marriage license. And she says, "Are you blood related?" We look at each other, and she says, "Yes."
And she stopped and kind of stared, and we said, well, we're first cousins. That's why we're here, coming from Utah. And she just said, "You're kidding me."
The fact that everyone around them kept telling them how wrong they were, but they chose not to listen, makes me think I'm sort of right. Indeed, they are not really marrying another person, they are marrying their own reflection. I mean, when you have to move states to find legality in what you're doing, that should be a red flag right there.
The only public thing that we did at the beginning, at the outset, was just put up the petition. That's all we did, was just a petition to get the law changed. Some local news person thought that this was newsworthy and posted it. And from that on, and that point on, then it became public.
Dude, what a liar. They are exhibitionists. When they got married, apparently because that video is deleted now, they were grossly kissing in their underwear and touching each other. I think the other cousin that will be a guest in a minute talks about it. I don't know why Angie and Michael are so sexual towards each other in public. Probably because they know they are doing something inappropriate and frowned upon, and that excites them. Again, an ego-driven relationship.
Let's go back in time about 60 years ago. And what if the question was asked, would it be okay to have an interracial marriage? Let's say someone's white, someone's black, and they were to get married, and we said, how do you feel about that? Do you feel okay with that? Well, 60 years ago, the majority of the people would have raised their hands no.
Oh, he went there. This poor soul thinks incest is the same as interracial relationships. Is this adorable or concerning? I don't know, the banjos are playing way too loud for my taste. This only shows how Michael did a bunch of biased research just to give him a slight peace of mind. They claim their family is very religious, and I assume they are as well. So even when his relationship with Angie is exciting, they need a little bit of salvation. Confirmation bias is not the way to go though.
It's not just when your child is born. So you have an increased risk of miscarriage, an increased risk of having a stillborn, an increased risk of early childhood death, increased risk of these congenital anomalies. But now let's say you potentially have a healthy baby. You have a lifetime risk of increased risk for everything that's genetic.
I don't know of anyone born from cousins who has any problems.
If a doctor is telling them all the risk their kids face because of them and they came up with anecdotal evidence, which, by the way, was nothing, just because you don't know anyone around that has suffered the aftermath of incest only shows your lack of peripheral vision. You chose to have a narrow point of view because it's convenient. You can actually see these horrible results in Pakistani communities because it's culturally acceptable and encouraged to marry family with family.
Mohsin has a rare genetic disease which is gradually destroying his body. He was born with it because his mother and father are first cousins. More than half of British Pakistanis marry their first cousins. Tonight on Dispatches, the tragic consequences of a cultural practice that is devastating children's lives.
But no matter the opinions that the doctors and family members had, the couple was said to do what they wanted to do, no matter the consequences.
Their relationship is very embarrassing to me and some of the family.
Michael and I are first cousins, and we've always known our whole lives that we love each other, and we have a very special connection.
It stresses me out because they're going around on Facebook flaunting their incestuous relationship for the whole world to see.
We're crazy. I'm crazy for you.
Angie and Michael have made this into a big public spectacle. They're pretty much shoving their relationship in everyone's face, and they don't care how it makes them feel. They like to be the center of attention, and they want to be in the limelight. Their point is to try to be famous.
Kathy's right. Apart from the Facebook page they have, there's also a YouTube channel. Angie and Michael are the type of people that will tongue kiss in front of their friends and family, like exhibitionists. I sincerely think this is an ego-driven relationship where both of them earn the satisfaction of making everyone uncomfortable.
If they wanted to be quiet about it, they wouldn't have announced it on Facebook, half naked, on the bed, tongues down each other's throat for the whole family.
Michael had his shirt off.
I'm sorry that this offends you so much.
You're not, though.
It was a video, as far as I read in the comments on their Facebook page. There's another deleted video where Angie is half naked as well, but with bunny ears. Michael claims that was the only picture they had, and they posted it in their family Facebook page so everyone could learn about their marriage. But family members were upset because, even if they were not related, it's a pretty poor way to depict a relationship with a family, no? One on top of the other?
Next, Michael and Angie believe that their cousin Kathy's anger may stem from jealousy, wishing she was the one with Michael.
Just a theory we've tossed around. We've tossed around some theories.
I think Kathy might be jealous because she likes Michael. Kathy has had a string of failed relationships.
Kathy hasn't had that great of luck when it comes to love. She sees two people genuinely happy, in love, and she gets triggered by that and would like to rain on our parade.
If ego was a person, it will be this guy right here. And Angie acts as if Michael was a prize. You know, a thing, something to possess.
How have your children reacted to this?
My youngest was fine. He kind of knew something was going on and he was cool about it. But my older two, they're teenagers, they were crying, they were angry. They said, "Why are you so weird? This is wrong." And they've actually, my kids have come around, and my oldest signed our petition, and I was pretty impressed by that.
I legit didn't know she had other kids. On the Facebook page, there's nothing about them. Nothing. Makes me think the ex-husband is horrified and actively protects the teens and the young one from all of this. Wow, the couple ruined their relationship with their family, even the kids, just to bang each other. Speaking about today's legality of marrying your first cousin, 19 states in the USA allow it, others as well, but there needs to be proof that one or both are either over 65 or cannot reproduce. But as we saw, they can have the whole Library of Alexandria with information contrasting their view. They just don't care. So, the update is bittersweet. More bitter than sweet. Angie and Michael were not prosecuted nor in jail because of their marriage, and also they got pregnant, but in late April of 2019, they had a miscarriage. On February 8th of 2020, Angie posted a now deleted video where she talks about Michael being in jail for prescription fraud. Apparently, Michael was addicted to prescription medication in addition to the alcohol issues he was carrying from his past. As far as I could tell, Michael got to better himself and they had a baby 3 years ago. Healthy and beautiful baby boy. Unfortunately, Michael had a seizure at work and on July 3rd of 2021, he passed away. He got to experience being a dad and his child will always have a beautiful feeling surrounding his dad's memory. And he will eventually come across the episode and cringe about all of this. Their life was surrounded by a dark cloud following them constantly. That they created, by the way, and yet they power through that as if it was nothing. Angie and Michael's relationship was, in my opinion, incredibly physical and immature, as if they were still horny teens because that's how they will behave in public. We saw it on the episode and there are constant comments in their Facebook post where they express how uncomfortable it was seeing them like that. But in a twisted way, they got to love each other the only way they could. And I guess that's all that matters now. Before you leave, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it or a thumbs down if you didn't, and tell me why in the comments. And now that you're here, subscribe to the channel. You are more than welcome here. Thank you for watching.